As a first time, we'll get into it. But actually, one thing that was the first time, for the first time in history, the Detroit Lions, are the very first team to ever beat the Washington Commanders throughout history. For the rest of their lives, the rest of their existence, we're the first team to put that dick on their forehead and mushroom stamp them. So congratulations, Detroit Lions. Secondly, I should have said this first. I apologize. Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Spin More Racks.
I appreciate it. Yeah. 26 years young today. Feeling good. Perfect place to spend it at the Coliseum.
Yes, sir.
Nightclub on 8 Mile and Hoover. So, come out. Come out. We're going to be here all night. We got 2 Monday Night Football games on, so we're going to be watching those VIP. Come down, chill with the heavyweights. We're going to be having a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's weird they did that because I know they did the 2 Monday nights typically like the beginning of the season, which I guess it's only week 2, so kind of still the beginning of the season. But
yeah.
Weird out to me. I don't know why we're doing the 2 Monday Night Footballs.
I don't know either. It's, money obviously is the biggest factor. Yeah. That's the only factor that Roger Goodell really cares about. So I'm going to just say money and leave it at that because it doesn't make sense to me either.
That's fair. We got some other breaking news in Detroit sports.
Yes.
The Detroit Tigers have a new president of baseball operations,
yes.
Scott Harris from the San Francisco Giants. You sent me a tweet.
Yeah.
And you said pretty much, president of baseball operations, pretty much the same as a GM. They just have a little bit more control.
Yeah, they have a little more power. They can make some more decisions. So they said in the tweet, with ownership that like we have on this team, it's important to have a president of baseball operations rather than a GM.
Yeah.
Because that president of baseball operations can do more and makes it better. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, it's it's more important for sure to have a guy with that much power, especially when you have ownership like this. That is, let's just say it, they don't give a shit. So
yeah,
it's good. It's good to have a guy in there. We know it's going to be making the shots. He comes from, like you said, the San Francisco Giants. Obviously, a great organization. They're always good. They always bring guys up through the farm leagues and make stuff happen. So hopefully he can get it working with the Tigers.
I hope so too. I guess it could be a good thing if he has more control than a general manager. But imagine if we had given the previous guy more control than the typical general manager, it just would have been more trouble. But I think Scott Harris. I'm hoping that it's a true signing to actually compete because we have the general manager now for the Tigers. What the hell is his name? I don't know why the hell I just wanted to say Brad Austin. Goddamn.
Al Avila?
No. The manager for the Tigers right now, head coach.
Oh. AJ Hinch, a guy that we actually give a shit about. We feel like can make the team compete, and he has other options as well too. He's a highly coveted coach, so he may go elsewhere. But enough about the Detroit Tigers, man. I mean, I'll let you say, because I know you're a Tigers fan. I'm a Tigers fan. It's big news in the city of Detroit, so we had to get it out there. But this is a Lions show. We're going to be talking wall-to-wall Lions because, like you said, first Victory Monday in the history of the heavyweights. The fourth Victory Monday in the history of Woodward sports. So
it's crazy.
It's big.
It is big, man. Man, what a crazy start to the game. Obviously, got a little bit nervous during the half. I think a little more of that was more PTSD from being a Lions fan. Shout out to the guy Rake. He's here with us in person. We were talking about that before the show. But, dude, 22-0 at halftime. I mean, we'll get into everything else, but just what is your initial takeaway, Spinny? Are you feeling high on the Lions, low on the Lions,
I'm feeling exactly where I was. I'm not going to let this sway my opinion. Before the season, I said they're a 7-win team. I still think they're a 7-win team. I had them winning this game. The offense obviously looks extremely impressive.
Yeah.
And that's without DJ Chark catching a ball in this game. That's without our second first-round draft pick, Jameson Williams, being a part of this team. So once we get that guy integrated, once DJ Chark and Jared Goff get on the same page, this offense is going to do even better, and they are already the highest-scoring offense in the NFL.
Yeah, tied for the Chiefs.
Just points from the offense.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs had a pick six, so that puts in their score. But you take the pick six off and the safety off for us, and we are the highest-scoring offense in the NFL.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
The Lions, not the Chiefs, not the Bills, not the 49ers, not the Broncos with – that's right. It's the Detroit Lions. That is why we were the highest paid offense. Everybody's clowning us before the season when that came out. Yeah. Lions got the highest paid offense. That's so stupid. Who the hell cares about the Lions offense? Why are they paid so much? Look at them now, huh? Talk some shit now. We scoring points. We scoring 35 a game. Come to the city. You get busted.
100%. And not only
are they the highest paid offense? We were missing some of the key guys that are the highest paid players on that offense. But no, we did that with 3 backups as our interior offensive linemen.
Yes.
One guy, Frank Ragnar, who could be considered an all-pro at some point. Like, dog.
It is impressive. It is very impressive. You had Dan Skipper in there making plays. You saw him cry, brought to tears.
Every time that guy's on TV, I get emotional. That was dope.
Brought to tears because his skip.
Yeah.
It sounded like Shannon Sharp. But it was awesome, man. I'm so excited to see these guys stepping up. That is how you know they're instilling something in this team. That's how you know they're building something in this team, is when you have these pieces out. When you have, like you said, your all-pro center gone. You have your Pro Bowl left guard gone. You have your big free agent acquisition right guard gone. These guys still step up. DeAndre Swift still breaking big runs. They're still scoring 35 points. Amazing thing to watch. That would never happen under Matt Patricia. Team would have crumbled. Team would have fallen apart. No success at all. But under Dan Campbell, under Brad Holmes, they have the depth. They have the mind, the thought process that it is truly next man up mentality. It is truly we can get this done as a unit. And, of course, it helps when you got a future Hall of Fame right tackle, Penei Sewell, out there manhandling people, putting Montez Sweat in a phone booth all game. I loved it, man. It's, we're the big boys, so we get hyped for the big boys. My guy Penei Sewell was out there taking care of business.
That's what he does, man. It's remember the Tolliver effect? When the Pistons grabbed Anthony Tolliver, win that little run? I'd equate this in Detroit Lions language to the Ben Johnson effect. Ever since this guy's gotten his hands involved, man, we just obviously seen a quite realistically just a different team altogether. You know what I'm saying? We got the 35 points back-to-back weeks. We're actually even going back to Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? Which is like tied for most team history, which hasn't happened since 1953.
Yes.
You want to know what happened for Detroit Lions in 1953?
What's that?
It just so happened to win an NFL championship.
No big deal. We're saying that was, about 70 years ago. But, hey, if it's possible, it's possible. And I'm not drawing any conclusions like that. I'm not saying this team is a playoff team. I'm not saying this team's going to win the NFC North. But the offense is as advertised. The offense is doing what we thought they would and going out there and scoring touchdowns. And they have 15 straight quarters with a touchdown scored. Think of that. The Detroit Lions have scored a touchdown in 15 straight quarters. That is insane. That is insane to think about. And that is thanks to Ben Johnson. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
100%, man. He did that. You say the 15 straight quarters scored, I just remember us stalling out all the time. And let's take a step back too. I want to give a little bit of credit to my guy Jared Goff. I got to be real about it. Yesterday, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah.
256 yards, I want to say. Actually got it on the sheet here.
256, 4 tutties.
It's clean. Obviously, had a couple of Jared Goff passes, but that's the part of him you want. You just don't want the turnovers they had last year. Ben Johnson's the man. Ben Johnson's the man. One of our lights went out.
Yeah, one of our lights went out. It's already getting live down here. But, yeah, Ben Johnson is the man. Jared Goff stepped up big. I expected him to have a better year, but that was a great game. He went out there and made plays. He didn't hit on, his passes with DJ Chark. They had a couple drops. Hockenson had a couple drops. DJ Chark dropped that ball in the end zone that would have been a touchdown. But
he didn't drop it. Jared Goff missed him. He missed him.
It was
he
catchable.
missed him pretty. That was not catchable. That was.
Yeah.
You talking about when we went 4 on 4th?
I don't know. All I know is there was one that hit him in the hands when he was in the end zone and he didn't catch it. So if it hits you in the hands and you don't catch it, that's a drop. You're an NFL receiver.
I don't know that. I just don't recall that one. But if you're talking about the one when he went 4 on 4th, Goff missed him. But I mean, you're gonna get those situations with Goff. So that's why I'm giving even more credit again the Ben Johnson effect for him to still utilize Goff and what he's limited at and still have these productive offensive games is crazy, man. For us to have 3 interior offensive linemen that aren't – one guy literally was come up from the practice squad, Dan Skipper, who never played guard a day in his life, maybe high school, maybe some college, but not at the NFL level, let alone he never even made an NFL team.
Yes.
And we're still able to produce a run game. It's something to be excited about. Before we get too much, because obviously today's show is going to be all about Detroit Lions. I'm already wearing the gear. Typically I'd wear my heavyweights gear because it is the heavyweight night at the Coliseum nightclub, but – you know what I'm saying? Victory Monday, but I do want to squeeze in a little bit of Michigan State stuff.
Squeeze it out.
A little bit.
And I just want to put out there real fast, The NBA is changing their eligibility rules.
Yeah.
So now 18-year-olds can enter the NFL draft, or NBA draft, I'm sorry. So that opens it up for high schoolers going right from high school into the NBA. That is big news because also, in other big news, I don't know, you probably heard it on the other shows, Amani Bates was caught and charged with felony gun charges. He was caught with an illegal firearm in his possession. So it's tough to see. You hate to see a young man like that make that mistake. And, hopefully everything works out for him. But, man, when you're in that situation, I 100% understand him wanting to have a firearm on. Like I said it on BDE, people get shot and killed every day. That is just that is just a fact. So wanting to have that protection on you, I completely understand it. But when you're at that status, when you have that much in front of you, you need to do it the right way. You need one of your crew to have a legal firearm in their possession. You need one of your boys to make sure that you don't get caught up with this kind of thing. You make sure that this opportunity you have in front of you doesn't get taken away from you because of something stupid like this. And unfortunately, we obviously don't know how this is going to be settled yet, but it looks like he fumbled a big opportunity for himself.
Yeah, definitely fumbled a big opportunity. It's crazy that you mentioned that the rule change today with the NBA going to 18, you said, instead of 19 now.
Yeah.
It's like that rule would have put him in the NBA.
He would have already been in the NBA.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had that stock plummeted from the going to Memphis and then now Eastern Michigan. Now 2 felony charges for a gun. That's not
good.
I hope the best for him. That sucks. That's a life-changing opportunity for him and his family, clearly. And
I hope we'll see what happens with it. But man, that kind of stuff does not just go away.
It doesn't. We're going to go to commercial real quick, but I just want to let you guys know, Detroit Lions, 6 out of the last 7 times they faced the Washington football team, Commanders, or the other word you want to call them, whoop that ass.
Yeah, we got in there.
No big deal. Other than that, though, I do want to let you guys know, you could have caught us yesterday. I got a little chocolate wasted yesterday at the pregame show.
Yeah.
That's fun, crashing tailgates. Hey, if you guys are ever tailgating for Lions home games, make sure you DM or just straight up on Twitter. Let us know where you're going to be. Spinny and I will come through and crash that bad boy and turn up, man. It's Woodward Heavyweights. We're downtown. We're not downtown, but we're in Detroit. The Coliseum nightclub. Come check us out. We'll be right back with more Detroit Lions talk.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spitmo Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus and JB Smooth in the titty booth. Usually we say TD booth, audio booth for the ones too. Today we in the titty booth because we are live from the Coliseum nightclub. Make sure you guys come through and celebrate the very first Woodward Heavyweights Victory Monday.
Victory Monday.
Again, Coliseum nightclub. It's popping in here. Last week got a little crazy, man. There's a lot of things distracting us, but
we got to stay focused.
Yeah, we got to stay focused. The Detroit Lions win. Spinny.
Yes.
What were some of your initial takeaways?
Some of my initial takeaways, well, obviously you got to take away Amon-Ra St. Brown. The dude went for 184 total yards, 2 touchdowns. The guy was a menace on the floor. You know, I love seeing that out of him. He is a Pro Bowler. He continued his streak. He's setting NFL history. He's doing a lot of things like that. Other than that, on the offensive side, Hutchinson was a big takeaway Hockenson was a big takeaway for me. You look at him, he has 3 receptions for 26 yards, but he did have a couple big drops. he did have a couple balls that hit him right in his hands, and he didn't reel them in. So I still have faith in him, but man, it's not looking good with him playing in a contract year, trying to make that big money, and coming away with drops like that. Like, you need to be on your P's and Q's. You need to be taking every opportunity you have and going further. So I don't know what they're going to do with Hockenson at the end of the year. We'll see that, but I expect him to bounce back in the next game. I expect him to have a big game against Minnesota, reel in some catches. And then defensively, one of the big takeaways that I saw, Julian Okwara. Julian Okwara is obviously back. He played his first game of the year. He was healthy. He came in. Dude, he didn't get any sacks, but he had 5 pressures.
Yeah.
And his pass block win rate was 38.1%, which was the highest rate in the NFL so far this year. So he won on his pass rush attempts more than anybody in the NFL yet this year. So Julian Okwara, that is a big addition to have back on this defensive front. We saw Carson Wentz sacked 6 times. The dude was running out of his mind. He was very scared, playing on his toes because he didn't know when these big mama jamas were coming for him. Obviously, Hutchinson with the 3 sacks, 6 tackles in the first half. You love to see that. Hopefully his injury is just football tings. Hopefully he's just got a little stinger.
Yeah, I think Dan Campbell, we talking about Hutchinson?
Yeah.
Dan Campbell spoke with the media today. I guess it was a cramp.
Okay.
They're saying.
Okay, yeah, he's cramping. Okuda's cramping. Can we get some bananas for the boys out there? Come on, bananas and water. We need some potassium for the boys. We need them to stop cramping, man. That's too much.
Yeah. No, man, I had quite a few takeaways, too. I think, I guess I'll go on a couple points you didn't make, or say. One I want to start with, I want to praise, El Jefe, bro.
Yes.
Jeff Okuda. Have the Detroit Lions freed El Jefe? Were we too quick to judge him on what he and his career was going to be way too early? Because we said it before in the offseason, this is truly kind of like his second season in the NFL. This first season, we already know it's so hard to transition as a cornerback to the NFL. We'll get to that, but that's just one I had to make right off rip because we spoke before last week, and you more specifically were scared of their 3 wide receivers.
Yes.
You said they were better than our 3 wide receivers, which I disagree with, but Terry McLaurin, I will say, obviously probably the best wide receiver in the field that game.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel, he did what he did in gadget
I don't know,
plays.
dude. Amon-Ra was probably the best receiver on the field.
It's crazy, man.
I think Terry McLaurin is, the most skilled. He's the deep threat. He's that big body guy, but Amon-Ra had the best day.
Yeah, Amon-Ra did have the best day.
Yeah,
statistically and honestly, honestly, you could say he was the best wide receiver in the field because
he's
also done what he's done consecutively, and so much so he's broken a record, an NFL record. I think it was 8 games with 8 targets or 12.
6 straight games with 8 targets and a reception and a receiving touchdown.
Yeah.
Is the first. He's the first player in NFL history to do that. He was tied with T.J. Houshmandzadeh at 5 games, and he came out there. He did it again, so he broke the record. He now stands alone as the only player in NFL history to do that. He has another exclusive club. I saw Amon-Ra, Michael Thomas, and Antonio Brown are the only players with 8+ receptions in 8 straight games. So the guy is a ball magnet. The guy is a ball hawk. He goes out there, he gets the catches, he makes things happen, and what else can you ask for the guy? He's just going to keep producing.
100%. Another point I made up a point I wanted to make, which I kind of said in the first segment, but Jared Goff, not the most accurate, but clean. And, headed off from last year, we had so many types of turnovers. I'm talking about fumbles. I'm talking about more than just interceptions. The interceptions, the fumbles, to the point where, Tua had an amazing game yesterday, but, it was kind of hard.
Tua went nuts.
It's kind of hard, comparing them last year because, they were disgustingly close. And, I think, as much as I think Jared Goff is mid, and maybe he's breaking through there. We'll talk about that too. But very clean game by him yesterday.
Very clean.
I think
he had a little happy feet in the pocket sometimes, but he did what needed to be did what needed to be done. He went out there, he took care of business, threw for 4 touchdowns, didn't turn the ball over. You can't ask for anything else. It was a great game by Jared Goff, and I'll give credit where credit is due because we are known as the Jared Goff haters. We call ourselves the truthers, but people call us haters. I'll give credit where credit is due. He went out there. He performed, and he helped the Lions get that dub.
100%. It's just so efficient at this point, too, under Ben Johnson. Even last week's interception was due to miscommunication on T.J. Hockenson's part. And we obviously seen this guy go to a Super Bowl. We've seen him have Pro Bowl seasons. He's done amazing things in the NFL.
Yes.
Ben Johnson might be that guy. I'm just saying. And you also look at Frank Haley. I'm going to give him some credit, too. Again, I'll bring up the 3 interior offensive linemen that were backups. coming in, only allowing 2 sacks, and what I think was the best defensive line we faced this year. I know it's only week 2, but still, Jonathan Allen's had double-digit sack seasons or close to as an interior defensive lineman.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. Daron Payne, no joke either.
Yes.
Hey, shout out to Big Skip.
It didn't look good off rip. Daron Payne, first possession for the Lions, Daron Payne got a sack. He was in that backfield.
Yeah.
But then they got settled. The offensive line, big skip. Him, Evan Brown, Stenberg, they got settled, figured out what was going on and took care of Goff so he could make the decisions and make the throws they needed to have the Lions win the game. And I saw, I forget who it was, I think it was Brad Galley or Field Yates said that Amon-Ra on the field during his end around, where he went for like 50 yards, heard Washington's defense say, "Oh, shit." And he's like, I knew it was going to be a big play then. So, that just comes back to Ben Johnson, which we'll get into after this break. But it's just, man, there's a lot going on. And you love to see that kind of versatility with guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown who could do so much for the offense.
And then, this is without the entire defensive line being healthy. And again, it's the NFL. Your team's not going to be 100% healthy every single week. You heard it in Hard Knocks. Dan Campbell said, right now is the best you're going to feel all damn season. But that pass rush, I feel at this point, Spinny, is legit. We see him pressure Jalen Hurts last week against, I'd say, what's probably easily a top 3 offensive line unit in the NFL.
Yeah.
We saw him come again this week. Trayvon Walker last week had a sack and an interception. You're like, damn, he's looking good.
He looked good.
Aiden Hutchinson, 3 sacks at halftime.
You remember?
And he got hurt, too. He had the cramps.
Yeah.
He could have done more.
You remember what I said before the game? I said, Hutchinson, I expect a sack and a half and 4 tackles.
He doubled it.
He got 3 sacks, 6 tackles. I said, I expect Charles Harris to get a sack. Charles Harris went in there. He got a sack. I already talked about Julian Okwara having the best pass rush win rate in the NFL so far this year. He had 5 pressures, didn't pay off for a sack, but he was still causing Carson Wentz, that stupid ginger, to run around like a chicken with his head cut off. You love to see that was a little aggressive. I'm sorry. But you love to see it, man. You love to see these big guys paying off. And we still don't have Pascal. We still don't have Romeo Okwara, who many thought as our best pass rusher.
He got the bag.
He got the bag. Had the double-digit sack season.
Yeah.
We still don't have Levi Ozarike causing havoc up the middle. Like, this pass rush is only going to get better as these guys get healthier and healthier. So it was awesome to see Julian come in there, make some plays. It was awesome to see Hutch doing his Michael Jackson leg kick, getting those 3 sacks in the first half, coming from the inside on a couple, doing a stunt, playing from the inside, going right off the center's ass and ripping Carson Wentz down. So you love to see it, man.
And real quick, you would say, I don't remember the name in the chat, but I specifically remember last week in this very nightclub, reading the chat, some of you guys would call Aiden Hutchinson a bust. And I was like, yo, chill.
They said it.
Chill. If you watch back the game, he was in the backfield. He was half the reason that Jalen Hurts was running.
Facts.
In the backfield against an immobile quarterback, which Carson Wentz got a little bit of wheels. You saw him displayed a little bit yesterday. 3 of them, boys, halftime.
In the first half.
What?
Yeah, it was impressive, man.
We got one, coach.
Coach. And that pushes it back to Hard Knocks. When you're looking at Hard Knocks, all the defensive coaches, you think we got one here? Oh, no doubt. We got one. We love him. And you hear the classic white guy stuff, hard worker, high motor, never gives up. But he's also, they all said, you hear it from every single defensive coach you interview from the Lions. Oh, he is surprisingly athletic. We did not think he was as athletic as he actually is.
Yeah.
So we heard Jason Kelce week 1 said he sees him as a more athletic Jared Allen. You guys know Jared Allen. Like, the man took care of business. So if Hutchinson can become that, he'll be a freak of nature. He'll be on the Lions team hopefully for the next 10 years, and he'll hopefully go down as the Lions' all-time leader in sacks.
Shout out to my guy Funky in the chat. I don't ever see you during the heavyweight show, man. Thank you for joining us once in a while, man. He's supposed to be my OG. But he commented in the chat. He said, I saw, Hutch hit the – I was telling you this during the game, too. After he did Michael Jackson celebration, I was like, I think that's what might have,
he was like, that's where he hurt his leg.
Yeah, I thought he pulled his groin or something like that. Look, it's a cold celebration, and obviously it has, like, a background story behind it that the world knows about because of Hard Knocks. Let's stay healthy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's break them records. You don't need to dance. Like you said, Jared Allen had a little simple ass, you know what I'm saying? Get you one of those. It's okay, man. But the pass rush, Spinny, is legit. Like you said, they're not even fully healthy, but it's just nice to know that Aiden Hutchinson, and I told you this too. You and I were chirping back and forth a little bit last week or 2 weeks ago because you were like, well, we got to see on the field. I'm like, no, he's it.
Yeah.
He's him, which I didn't even call before the draft. I'm telling you guys, I was nervous about before the draft.
You were?
He is Timothy Turner. He's the guy.
Timothy Turner. He be wishing for a banner. And that's, we're excited for him. I'm excited for him. Hopefully he can keep it going. I expect him, Kirk Cousins isn't any more athletic than Carson Wentz, and that Minnesota offensive line are not world beaters, so I expect the same amount of pressure and the same amount of disturbance from this pass rush in the game against the Vikings next week that we saw against the DC Commanders this week.
Okay.
It's going to happen. They're going to be back there. They're going to, Kirk Cousins, I love you, brother. Spartan dog, you like that? But you're going to get your head ripped off, man. Hutchinson's coming for your ass. I'm just saying it.
Little U of M and Michigan rivalry going on that one too.
The only time I'll root for a Wolverine over a Spartan, but I'm sorry, Kurt. Hutchinson is not a Wolverine anymore. He is the Detroit Lion, and he is coming to whoop your ass next week.
100%. 100%. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button. It's my guy Spin Morak's birthday.
What's up?
We're at the Coliseum nightclub. Turn up. You guys are more than welcome to come and join us and watch those very sad Minnesota Vikings take on
the Eagles, who we played last week.
Yes. Be good gauge judgment.
What happens if the Eagles come out there and pop the Vikings? And we played the Eagles tough week 1.
Sam. Justin Jefferson versus Big Play Slay.
That is must-see TV.
Hey, we'll be right back. Make sure you guys smash that like button for my guy Spin Morak's birthday. And because Detroit Lions won, we'll be right back. It's Woodward Heavyweights.
Shout out.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button. Shout out to my guy Spin Morak's birthday.
Bless him.
Bless him. Shout out to Young Sus and my guy JB Smooth in the titty booth. We're in the studio. It's a titty booth. Tonight's a titty booth. We're at the Coliseum nightclub. And please, be a friend. Tell a friend. Let's get the stream going. Let's get it popping, man. I'm ready to gush over Ben Johnson, bro.
Gush.
I'm ready. Dog, the Ben Johnson effect. I told you. This guy's the bee's knees.
Yes.
Spinny, if you look at this from like a just pure what our offense was last year with Anthony Lynn in charge. Again, that's a former head coach, a guy who's been to the playoffs as an offensive coordinator when he was with the Jets. Braylon played under him. Former NFL running back, he had that experience too.
Yes.
That offense was garbo.
Doo-doo
water. And again, I will fully admit though, he didn't have the amount of weapons he had this year. However, he is the guy that did miss on Justin Herbert when he had him. Ultimately, took my guy Tyrod Taylor getting his lung punctured for Justin Herbert to hit the field. Yeah. He didn't utilize Amon-Ra St. Brown. And now that Ben Johnson, Salt Bay. Sprinkle last year.
Sprinkling it in.
We see Amon-Ra St. Brown emerge.
Yes,
a guy who only had less targets than Cooper Kupp.
Yes.
A guy who honestly, Ryan Armani said it first on the Armani Edwards show with Maz. He compared, I'm sorry, I'm so fucking hyped right now. Amon-Ra St. Brown to Cooper Kupp. Which I'm not mad at it. Obviously, Kupp has done more to this point, and Amon-Ra's going to have to do that to hold that true. But I'm not mad at that comparison. But Ben Johnson was the guy who truly found out how to utilize Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes.
Ben Johnson's the guy who found out. Let's be real about it. Jared Goff is limited as a quarterback in the NFL. He is. Sean McVay, one of the best offensive minds and one of the best head coaches in the NFL, admitted that himself. That's why he traded in for Matthew Stafford for an upgrade, and they got a ring.
Yes.
All right. Ben Johnson's able to utilize that offense still with Jared Goff being limited as a skill set. Our offensive line yesterday was limited. Still was able to utilize the efficiencies and where we were great at, where we were good at with that limited offensive line. On the spur of the moment, too. Rake said it in the chat. Last week was Dan Skipper's first game ever starting in the NFL, and he's originally a tackle.
Yeah.
He started at guard yesterday.
And played well.
and played well.
I never want to hear SOL talked about in anything but a joking manner ever again. We talked about it. The Detroit Lions have scored a touchdown in 15 straight quarters. 15 straight quarters. That is not SOL. The Detroit Lions have the highest scoring offense in the NFL. That is not SOL. That is Ben Johnson coming out here, like we said, sitting down with Jared Goff, getting his scheme right, getting his plan right, and then having the guys go out there and execute at a high level. He doesn't have his prized possession, his first-round draft pick, Jamison Williams. DJ Chark had 0 catches in the last game. TJ Hockenson not living up to the hype that we want him to just yet, and they're still scoring 35 points a game. Ben Johnson has been a godsend for this offense. He didn't get the hype in Hard Knocks. He's not getting the media hype over the hire. Oh, they just improved their tight end guy. They just moved up their tight end guy to offensive coordinator. That doesn't mean much. No, they saw him, they recognized him, and they brought him and gave him the confidence to run this offense. Oh, maybe it's going to be Dan Campbell calling plays. We don't know yet. No, it is Ben Johnson's offense. He is the mastermind. He is the puppet master. He is the king of games. He is the thing that makes this whole operation work. You love to see him have that confidence instilled in him from obviously starting with Sheila Ford Hamp, going down to Brad Holmes, and then to Dan Campbell. They believe in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is going to be a head coach in the NFL very soon.
I just got done speaking about Sean McVay. He's a former tight ends coach, too. You know what I'm saying? It was nice that we were able to be the team to promote Ben Johnson and showcase him and his skill set. But like I said, man, he's been able to utilize every single thing he was given. Although he may have been limited in what he was given, he's utilized every single part of it, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we can save this for a topic tomorrow. Who's a bigger weapon, DeAndre Swift or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
That's a good topic.
It is a good topic, and it'll be a fun one to debate. But nonetheless, the fact that we're able to utilize both of those guys, you know what I'm saying, to their abilities. Amon-Ra St. Brown being a former 4th-round pick. DJ Chark had some plays. He would have had that touchdown. Jared Goff had hit him on that 4th down play in the first quarter. He would have had that big gain that Jared Goff, you know what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying, though. Jared Goff is limited.
Yes.
But Ben Johnson's still able to make this offensive productive. Last year we had less weapons in that offensive lineup. He was still able to make that productive. The one thing I'm kind of just more so, I guess, pointing to the player and execution on is TJ Hockenson. I feel like that's a guy that obviously should be able to thrive in this offense. Yes. He still make a big play yesterday. 2 drops, though. 2 ugly drops, I should say. One was even on short yard gain, so like, it wasn't even like the balls get. I mean, it was the other side of the hash mark, so maybe it was getting zipped to him. No excuse.
Yeah.
TJ Hockenson should have caught that pass.
Caught that.
But
if it hits you in the hands, you got to catch it. You're an NFL player.
100%. Ben is him.
Ben is him.
Ben is him.
He is Timothy Turner. Like I said, he knew about his quarterback. Obviously, we all know about Jared Goff. Obviously, Brad Holmes knew about Jared Goff and his limitations. And so what did Ben Johnson do? He didn't throw him out there saying, yeah, we're going to be going deep. We're still gunslinging. This is still the Matt Stafford off. No, he tailored his offense around Jared Goff's strengths. That is what winning coaches do. That is what good institutions, good programs, good teams do. They use the strengths of their players. Ben Johnson is using the strengths of his players. You look at how he runs DeAndre Swift. You look at how the different options and different facets he uses the extreme athlete of Amon-Ra St. Brown in. He has him running the ball.
Hold on, though. That's the thing, too, is like, if as much as I love Amon-Ra St. Brown, like, he's not really an extreme athlete.
Yes.
He ran a slow 40.
Yeah.
He was drafted in the 4th round for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm crediting Ben Johnson for. You know what I'm saying? He's still able to utilize him and what he's best at.
He looks like a pretty damn good athlete out there.
I agree.
I'm telling you.
I agree.
The guy goes out, obviously son of the 2-time Mr. World, the Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
He comes from great roots. He has 2 brothers who have played at, high-level football. One brother in the NFL. The other brother played at USC as well. Yeah. So it is extremely, extremely, intense. It is extremely imperative to utilize these guys in the best way for them to produce success. And that is what Ben Johnson does every single snap, every single game, every single week. He utilizes these players to fulfill their highest capability. Like I said, you saw how he runs DeAndre Swift. You saw when he brings in Jamal Williams. You see when he has Amon-Ra doing all these different things.
Yeah.
DJ Chark making plays. We go back, DJ Chark said before the season started, he has never been utilized like this in his career.
Yeah.
This guy, Ben Johnson, is getting the most out of his players and putting them in the best situations for them to have success.
Bro, and we haven't even seen him utilize a freak
best
athlete
on our team.
Jamison Williams, bro.
We still
I can't help but to see every single play I see Josh Reynolds make or not make, in my head, automatically respond like, yo, if that was Jamo running that route, that's a touchdown.
Yes.
Yo, if that's Jamo running that route, that's
every
like a 20,
time Josh Reynolds got a
game.
catch.
Yeah, 100%. Because a lot of them on those little slants and cross patterns and stuff like that. He did have the touchdown on Saturday too, and I'm not trying to discredit Josh Reynolds at all, but I'm just saying like Jamo's supposed to be that guy. Jamison Williams healthy could have and should have been the first wide receiver off the board. You know, Brad Holmes got him for close to nothing. Just reshuffled our second round picks.
Yes.
Moved up and grabbed him. And then Ben Johnson gets that toy to play with too. He's utilizing every single thing. Although limited, the offensive line. Although Jared Goff limited as quarterback. He's still utilizing all those guys who put up 35 points in the last 3 contests. And that hasn't been done since 1995. Let's remember too, Spinny, who's the best wide receiver, or arguably one of the best wide receivers of all time that played at Detroit Lions?
Johnson.
Calvin Johnson. I'd say Golden Tate, pretty damn good wide receiver at some point too.
Yes.
Javid Best, Reggie Bush. We've had all these
I
guys.
Put Javid Best up there, but
he was when healthy.
He was good
though.
until
he got hurt. But still, these electric figures that we've had. Calvin Johnson, damn, they're one of the best wide receivers to ever do it. But Ben Johnson still utilizing these guys that aren't them.
Yes.
To do numbers we haven't seen since 1995. Since I was 2 years old.
Yeah. Again, he has created the highest scoring offense in the NFL, and he still got the Ferrari sitting in the garage. Jamison Williams is just waxing it. Just making sure.
Looking at his reflection, smiling because he knows.
Sure she's ready. When he hopefully, it is after that bye week in Dallas, and Jamison Williams goes into Jerry's world, puts up 110 and 2 touchdowns on the Cowboys.
Sheesh.
Because the way he utilizes Amon-Ra St. Brown, I can only imagine what he is going to do once he gets his hands on Jamison Williams.
Like you said, the Ferrari's still in the garage.
Ferrari's still in the garage.
That bit. Just looking at his own reflection, smiling like, yeah, once I pull you out, I'm getting all the holes. You feel me? Yeah, 100%, man. Ben Johnson is him. And that's one thing, too. Like we looked a little bit ahead to like the Minnesota Vikings matchup, and their defense looked good against the Packers. And obviously their offensive has some scary weapons. Justin Jefferson, I'd say, is the best wide receiver in the league. But knowing that we have Ben Johnson in that matchup, I almost feel like there's a chance, like a little bit more. But obviously, there's probably a lot of Lions fans who feel like we have a chance. They thought we were beating half the damn team when you did the voting on BDE.
15-2.
But now I'm to the point with Ben Johnson that like, I think we have a chance of a lot more games than we believe we did previously, just because of him at the offensive coordinator position and utilizing every single piece of this offense consistently.
This is the first offensive coordinator we've had in 20 years. That I've been like, this guy is innovative.
Yeah.
This guy is smart. He is great play calling, and he is putting these guys in the best situation to succeed. I haven't had an offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions that I've been like, he's a difference maker. What he's doing with our offense is comparable to what Andy Reid did. Obviously, small sample size.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's that. But what he does to this offense is equally as important as those guys, as when Sean McVay first came into the league and was calling plays, and we saw that offense change. When Andy Reid started calling plays, we saw that offense explode. That is what Ben Johnson is starting to do with the Detroit Lions. He started calling plays. The offenses have been exploding. The offenses have been putting up more points than anybody in football.
Literally. And the other team we're tied with, and actually that's team total because their defense scored, but the Chiefs. 9 touchdowns on us. But our 9 touchdowns are completely all offense. Oh, by the way, one team has this guy named Patrick fucking Mahomes with Jared Goff. Let's go. He's him. We got something.
Yes.
We really do.
And we need to hold on to him.
We do. It's funny because I remember when we spoke about this a couple weeks back in the offseason, and we had people in the comment section, rightfully so, I guess, to that point, because we haven't seen him as an offensive coordinator calling deep plays, but kind of calling us out saying, let's chill out a little bit. We had a segment, who's going to get the head coaching job first, him or Anthony Glenn. And we said, we were nervous about losing Ben Johnson more, though, in that situation. A lot of people were talking shit to us because we hadn't seen him on the field. Guess what? We've seen him on the field at this point. And I'm nervous. I hope we keep him for at least 2 years, but I give him 2 years tops if he's continuing this trajectory and staying this consistent at it. Then
somebody's going to snag him up. Somebody's going to snatch him up. It is, young offensive minds, young, influential offensive coordinators go like hotcakes in the NFL. Everybody wants the next Sean McVay. Everybody wants the next Kyle Shanahan. Everybody wants the next Matt LaFleur. And that is what people are going to start looking at Ben Johnson as, because of what he's doing with this Detroit Lions offense. So hopefully we can hold on to him before he gets snatched up.
I'm 100% with you, man. And we here right now.
Bottles on me, long as someone drink it, never drop the ball.
Fuck was y'all thinking? Anyway, we are live from the Coliseum nightclub, celebrating the very first Detroit Lions victory Monday for the Woodward Heavyweights, the fourth ever in Woodward sports history. And it also happens to be my guy, Spinmore-Rax's 26th birthday, 26th year around this earth. Guys, we're popping bottles all night. I promise you. I guarantee it, man. Hit the like button if you haven't already. But one thing I'm definitely drinking tonight is Gypsy Vodka. It's a lemonade tea mix that you love with the Arnold Palmer, just with some 8% alcohol, okay? It's the real deal. It's made by two brothers from Petoskey. They're from right here in Michigan. It's 8% alcohol. It's the real deal. As I said, guys, do me a favor. Get you some Gypsy Vodka and drink it responsibly. It's Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spinmore-Rax.
What up, though?
A.K.A. the birthday boy. We got Young Sus and JB Smooth in the titty booth today. Make sure you guys hit the like button and come through, man. Come watch. Come scout the Minnesota Vikings with us, all right? I don't know how sober we're going to be by halftime rolls, but come scout them with us. Come party with the boys. I got two places we could take this one, Spinny. We could talk about El Jefe, which we have in the prep sheet, and we definitely will get to.
Yes.
Or we continue to talk about the sun god, Amon-Ra St. Brown, because as you said, he's breaking records.
Breaking records.
And we're coming off talking about Ben Johnson, but where do you want to take it? You're the birthday boy. I'm going to let you decide.
Let's keep talking some Amon-Ra.
Let's do so, man.
Let's keep it going.
Let's do so, man. How's the birthday boy feel about Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Man, this is the best offensive piece we've had on this team since Calvin Johnson. He is a game changer. He goes out there, like we said, 9 catches, 184 total yards, and 2 touchdowns. Like those are MVP stats. Those are game-changing stats. This is like offensive player of the year type shit. Obviously, he needs to keep that up for the entire season, but it's insane the stuff he's doing. We talked about only player in NFL history to get 8+ receptions and a touchdown in 6 straight games. He checked out T.J. Houshmandzadeh for that. He was tied with him, and he just beat him out for that. So he has been the pinnacle of consistency since he got his first go. Since they started looking at him, since Ben Johnson took over and was like, yeah, all right, that guy right there, he's a baller. Get him the ball as much as possible. So I love to see that, man. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown out there. Obviously turned into a big leader this year. We talked about it at practice, always first in the drills. We talked about the 202 balls that he catches after practice every day. It is extremely impressive the things he has been doing, the things he will continue to do, because he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
He's still so young. He's still so young that he will only get better. And I'm just beyond excited for the potential of this guy. And let's remember, guys, 4th-round draft pick.
Yeah.
4th-round draft pick. This guy, it is a Brad Holmes masterclass. He brought him in. People were talking about this is going to be the most slept-on pick in the league. A lot of pundits even, how did Amon-Ra fall that low? This guy is going to be the steal of the draft, and it's looking like everybody was right. Because Amon-Ra is out there kicking ass and taking names. And I have the utmost respect for the guy. I love to see what he's doing on the field. And he's a great dude off the field, too.
Yeah. 100%. I think you look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the physicals alone, I'm saying they're not, like, spectacular. Although, his father is former Mr. Olympia. Yeah. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think he stands, 5'10", 5'11". I'm going to look it up right now. But nonetheless, even the 40 time he ran wasn't that impressive.
Yes.
I don't want to discredit Amon-Ra St. Brown. Obviously, he's a dog. He's got that dog mentality. As you heard him say, I think it's either leading into the game or after the game. He said he's a perfectionist.
He is.
He was even pissed. Actually, no, it was after the game because they were talking about that fourth down catch, which I thought he had, but obviously got bopped out of his hand and he dropped. But still, like Ben Johnson's the one who picked him out and started utilizing him. Mm-hmm. Beforehand, he wasn't starting games. He wasn't seeing as many receptions, and now he's Jared Goff's go-to guy.
Yes.
He's only been targeted less than, again, I'll say it again, Cooper Kupp.
Yes.
I don't think it's crazy to compare him to Cooper Kupp. I really don't. Yes, you have Cooper Kupp and let's be real, too. Like, this is only year 2 for this gentleman.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to continue to develop at some point. One of the benefits that Cooper Kupp has and that he's praised for is he actually has option routes, which is kind of crazy, which is like an insane level of, communication you have with the quarterback. Where Cooper Kupp will obviously decide, where he's going to go from then, and obviously Stafford does what he does to connect with them. Amon-Ra St. Brown is quite clearly Jared Goff's favorite target.
Yes.
And he's straight up in the offseason.
He said it.
When I need a guy to make a play, I'm throwing Amon-Ra St. Brown.
We saw it in the game.
Fourth down play, yeah.
He literally, Amon-Ra in the end zone, Jared Goff's getting taken down, and it's F it. Amon-Ra up there somewhere. Tossed that boy up to him. He went up there, made the catch, and had the touchdown. The guy is the safety blanket. The guy is the best player on the offense.
Yeah.
He is the cog that drives the machine. I love seeing him get the shine. He should be getting more and more shine nationally now that he is doing things.
He's going to.
He is setting records. He is going to be a Pro Bowl this year. He might be an All-Pro this year. If he continues at the pace he's at now, he might be an All-Pro guy. So I just love to see it.
And the point I was getting to, too, is this is year 2 for this gentleman.
Yeah.
He's only going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally only going to get better. So he may reach that point of Cooper Kupp where he's getting those option routes, where he's deciding where he's going, what he's doing, where he's utilized best. It's beautiful to see. And again, I know this is an Amon-Ra St. Brown segment, but I just got to shout out my guy Ben Johnson for seeing that in this kid.
Yes.
And having him, put to the forefront and utilizing this offense.
Shout out Brad Holmes.
Brad Holmes,
for seeing that in this kid. Brad Holmes plucking him out of the 4th round, saying that guy's going to be a difference maker.
Yeah.
And he went and got him.
It's crazy, too, because, I even look back to, the Malcolm Rodriguez situation, too, a little bit. A couple weeks ago, there's Ray Agnew and Brad Holmes sitting at the press conference, and, Malcolm Rodriguez hype train was brought up, and they kind of, in a way that I was almost bothered, because, Malcolm's my boy at this point, but, they almost, dismissed it. We drafted this kid for the special teams, you know what I'm saying? They're, saying, cool your nuts a little bit. No.
Guess who started both games?
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
Guess who had 8 tackles last game?
Kudos, 8 tackles yesterday?
8 tackles, Malcolm.
God damn, let's go. And he was the one that's caused that intentional grounding, too, him and Hutch.
Baldy's
broke it down
for
the NFL Network.
He was a ball sack hair away from getting an interception.
Oh, yeah, that, too.
Yeah.
100%. And I don't know if, obviously credit Brad Holmes for making the selections, because these are late-round picks.
Yeah.
But is it we got to show some love towards his coaching staff, too. Because they're the ones who choose the starters. They're the ones that coach these guys up to do what they do, day in and day out. I mean, again, Ben Johnson wanted to put Amon-Ra St. Brown in his position to even do what he did. We saw him in the first half of the season last year, not utilized at all by Anthony Lynn. Calvin Shepard.
Yeah.
He said, I don't want to start a 6th-rounder.
Yes.
But I'll do it. And he did so.
And he did.
And it looks like it's panning out.
It is panning out.
That's
our guy.
Oh, man. It's like marriage, holy matrimony, man.
I
hope it works out. Hope it pans out.
Back to Amon-Ra, people are calling him, Debo light, Cooper Kupp light.
Uh-huh.
And that is the kind of thing you need in the NFL today.
Yeah.
You can't have that Julio Jones guy, that Mike Evans type of receiver anymore, because then they can just double cover him. They can keep him down the field. Obviously, it's great to have, but to have this kind of offensive weapon that can do everything. You can put him in the slot. You can put him outside. He can run outside routes. You can put him in the backfield. He can do whatever you need him to do.
Yeah.
And that makes it so much harder for an offense to scheme for a guy like that, because they have to be aware of where he's at, what he's doing, and what he could potentially do on every single possession, let alone being a mismatch for every damn defender out there.
Dude, I hate saying, I tell you this all the time, I hate repeating myself, but as you're speaking about Amon-Ra St. Brown, how we're still utilizing him, knowing he's an X factor. Like these defenses that the teams are facing, they know heading into that week, hey, we got to stop this guy. He's clearly their stud. He's breaking records at this point. Jameson Williams, bro.
Still
like
working.
When like when this kid gets added to this offense,
I can't wait for.
I just don't even know. I don't even know who's
I can't wait for Ben Johnson to be like, "Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?" And Jameson Williams just comes out. Yes, this is the food. I am the chef, and he goes out there and he cooks. Jameson Williams is going to bring so much more to this offense.
I can't even fathom too, and I hope that and I know he'll be utilized regardless, no matter what, because of Ben Johnson. But I hope that Jared Goff's able to utilize J-Mo on those deep routes so that Amon-Ra can keep doing what he does, and maybe even worse, maybe even more so. Like as you said, Amon-Ra St. Brown, as I said, I should say. I didn't call him. I don't think he is the best athlete on the field, which statistically or through the combine tests like that, he hasn't proven to be that. However, he is the yak guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Golden Tate's another comparison we saw made out to him, and Golden Tate actually tweeted out to him saying yo, this kid's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This guy's a guy, as you would say.
He's a dude.
This guy's a dude.
The guy's a guy. You know he's going to be a guy. And, shout out to heavyweight OGs that remember that rant. But it's awesome to see, man. You see the guy, he keeps improving every time he steps on the field. You see the things that he builds on from his previous performances. You know he has that drive in him. Obviously, the teams that are overlooking him, the teams that looked past him in the draft, and he just keeps getting better. And I can't see it stopping anytime soon.
100%, bro. I saw a couple comments in the chat. J-Mo wants to play special teams. Shout out to my guy, Micro Mike. Dude, oh, my God. DCP once says St. Brown equals Tyreek Hill. I don't know if you meant to say J-Mo in that situation. Yeah.
J-Mo, maybe, yeah. Amon-Ra doesn't have that type of speed.
But, as you said, though, obviously another comparison to him has been Deebo Samuel. He led the team in rushing yards yesterday on 2 carries.
Yes, he did.
And that was the punch in the mouth that kind of obviously things were looking bad that second half. We shut them out in the first half. Dude, we haven't even talked about this defense, man.
Yeah, we're getting into it next.
Oh, my God,
I was about to say, we skipped over Hutch because we moved up.
Oh, yeah, I apologize.
We're doing Hutch next for sure.
We're doing Hutch next, and we'll jump into Hefe too, but God damn, bro.
It's such a good feeling of
it is
looking at that. I TD'd the post-game show with Stick and Anson from the Brass Rail, and they were talking about how long it took them to get this feeling last year.
Yeah.
And now this is week 2, and we had that Victory Monday feeling.
Yeah.
And you saw in the post-game conference, no, not even the press conference, just when they were in the locker room, and Dan Campbell was talking to the team, before the skip.
Yeah.
He was saying, this is one. This is one.
Yep.
Remember that feeling.
Yep.
It's back to work now, man.
Yep.
We got to go out there. It's all about Minnesota now.
Back to work now, man.
Back to work now, man. I love you guys, man. He said
I can kiss all of y'all. Just line you up.
He said it. He said, go enjoy it because you deserve it, but it's back to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's what, man, you're going.
Man,
you have this guy, man. He just instills confidence in these guys, man. And I just love to see him go out there and bite a kneecap, man.
Yeah.
No, but for real, you love seeing that out of your head coach to where even him, this is, his second season as a head coach. Obviously, he had the interim stuff, but as a legitimate head coach, this is his second season. He obviously suffered terribly in his first season. This is his first big win. Week 2.
We said it headed
on the line. Must win. Must win. They came out there. They took care of business, and you saw him more composed in the locker room. He wasn't, crying. He wasn't hugging Sheila Ford Hamp. He was telling his guys, remember this feeling, but it's back to business. It's all about Minnesota, and that's what you need out of your leader.
It's what I love, too, is, obviously, shout out my guy Nick Ross Kelly in the house. You look at the defensive line, or the Detroit Lions, I should say, and all offseason we're doing our job. We're talking about the team, and I'm piecing things together, and I'm thinking this is a winning recipe. And I'm looking at the schedule, I'm looking at the questionable quarterbacks, and I'm seeing a winning recipe. And then just to get told that you're being slappy, you're being a fan right now, which I am a fan. I'm wearing the fucking Detroit Lions gear right now. You know what I'm saying? So which I am, but still, logically, we're seeing all these things come true. You know what I'm saying? The things that we thought of Ben Johnson headed the season, he is. Ben Johnson, what we thought he was. Amon-Ra St. Brown, we saw from last year, heading into this year. He is. You know what I'm saying?
He is.
We've pieced these things. We piece these things into that winning recipe. We've seen them come to life, which makes me believe this is truly a winning recipe. We're really going to see this team win.
They are.
Again.
We will.
Hopefully, man. A team that can and a team that will. This is Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back, baby.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus and JB Smooth in the Titty Booth. As you know, we are at the Coliseum nightclub on 8 Mile Road. If you guys haven't already come through, it is my guy Spin Rex's birthday, as he's just been delivered another shot.
Was this a mini beer?
Nah, man.
Green tea shot? Mini beer?
Take it. See what it does to you. Put some hair on your chest.
Oh, stips ripping tape.
Hey, if you guys are out and about and nearby, come through, please.
Thank you.
Please. Like I said, it's my guy Spin Rex's birthday, and we turn up for that matter. Shout out to everybody here joining us, too. Rack, Ross Kelly, Adam Morency, everybody else coming through, too. We got to talk about this. It's crazy that we just had a whole, orgasm the first half of the show, and we haven't even spoken about the defense.
The D.
Which, by the way, too, I guess at 2014 we had a solid defense. And again, we still growing some pieces on this one itself. But, dog, that pass rush. I sat here last week after only having one sack, and I told you guys I was encouraged by what I saw.
Yeah.
And a lot of you guys are calling Dave Hutchinson bust, and you're same old Lions, all that good stuff. And, no. You know what I'm saying? I'm piecing these things together, and logically they connect to a winning recipe. It's been making sense. That same recipe was brought forth to the Washington Commanders. We whooped that ass.
Yeah, we did. We good old-fashioned ass whooping. We took them out there and we slapped that ass around a little bit. So, you love to see it, man. And, again, talking about the defense, we held them to – we almost scored more points than they had total yards in the first half.
Yeah.
It was insane what the defense was doing without – we've talked about who they're missing on the defensive line, without Josh Pascal, without Levi Onwuzurike, without Romeo Okwara. They didn't have their second best or 1A, 1B, however you want to say it, because Okuda's looking pretty good, cornerback, Inamani Omowarie.
Oh, my God.
Charles
I forgot about that, too.
Omowarie. Will Harris was out there making plays. Will Harris got the interception. Mike Hughes had 8 tackles. What is going on, dude? It was so cool to see these guys rally around, next man, legitimately next man up mentality. We talked about Julian Okwara coming off the bench, first game of the season, 5 pressures. Best pass rush win rate in the NFL this year. Anybody. He's better than anybody in pass rush win rate. So it was amazing to see these guys step up. We talked about our boy Malcolm. Had 8 tackles, almost had the pick, was this close. I tweeted, I was like, if Malcolm would have got that interception, y'all wouldn't have been able to handle me because I would have been going crazy downtown. But it's just so awesome to see. Like I said, these guys embrace that next man up mentality. Yeah. These guys go in there. Will Harris getting love in the post game. Everybody's talking to Will Harris after their skip. They were talking about Will Harris, and deservedly so. The guy, was making plays. El Jefe. I got it right here. I want to be right. So 5 targets, 3 catches allowed, 31 yards. Yeah. This is going against Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson. Like, these are guys. These are not just Quintez Cephas's who don't see the field. These are legitimate guys in the NFL.
Terry's a guy.
You see him go out there, and you see him make plays, and you love to see that. And Jeff Okudah, this is going on 2 weeks in a row now, him making plays, him stepping up. If Amani doesn't play next week, if I'm Aaron Glenn, I'm saying, Hefe, you're going on Justin Jefferson.
Jesus.
You strap in,
That's
you
so
strap that seatbelt in, and you go against him every play, and you fight him. You don't let him get an inch. And obviously, like you said, I agree with it. Justin Jefferson, probably the best wide receiver in the NFL. It is going to be a tough challenge for anybody. But with that pass rush buzzing like he is, with Hutch getting 3 sacks, with Julian Okwara getting all those pressures, with Charles Harris getting a sack, if Jeff Okudah can do what he does, and that is be a pest at the line of scrimmage, jam him, that is an extra second for the pass rush to get home. That is an extra second and a half for Aiden Hutchinson to get back there and rip the quarterback's head off. So it is all, it is all connected. The pass rush helps the secondary jamming the receivers gives that pass rush an extra step. So I love to see it. I love to see them working as a team. I love to see them all performing at a high level. We talked about Mike Hughes, 8 tackles. Will Harris, 8 tackles. Malcolm Rodriguez, 8 tackles. Aiden Hutchinson, 6 tackles. Deshaun Elliott, 6 tackles. Jeff Okudah, 5 tackles. Alex Anzalone, 6 tackles. Like, these guys are making plays. It's not just one person. It's them as a unit, and you love to see it.
Yeah, the unit, I think I was supposed – dude, honestly, I got to give praise real quick. This second was supposed to be about Aiden Hutchinson, who had 3 freaking sacks in the first half.
Thank you.
I cannot get over
job,
that.
Eazy.
I'll slap you. I don't care. It's your birthday. I cannot get over that, bro. Before he got hurt, 3 sacks.
Yes.
This is our rookie.
In the first half.
Obviously, you draft him to do those things.
Jesus Christ.
What up, JB Smooth? But mouth my words from here. Just keep talking. But the Jeff Okudah stuff, man, I can't. That was best case scenario. Watch with the Detroit Lions. You rarely ever get the best case scenario. I'm saying usually it's like we get the hot dog water, we get the leftovers.
Yeah.
Jeff Okudah was looking like, all due respect, the hot dog water or the leftovers, or maybe he was just being projected as that to us by some of the guys at our station, but everywhere else too. I'm saying people, you made a mistake, Jeff Okudah. You made a mistake, Jeff Okudah. Which you got to admit, up until that point, it did look like that. But he really only had 1 year experience as a rookie under a poor head coach and Matt Patricia, who put him in like one-on-one situations against DeAndre Hopkins. We saw him against. Like, he saw the best of the best because he
put
was
him out there on an island.
Yeah, and he was the number 1 corner at that point on our team, which
with
another
no
point that we're not
pass
good.
rush. Putting him out there on an island with no pass rush.
And maybe that's what's helping him look so good, too, is that pass rush
it
that we now
doesn't
have.
Hurt.
Because I'll tell you what, as much as I'm praising Aiden Hutchinson, which he totally deserves, by the way, holy effing spit, bro. The kid's a real deal. But our guy Charles Harris, the one who brought us that safety, which in other scenarios could have been a touchdown.
Yes.
You saw Dan Campbell, everyone was bashing last week about the onside kick. He clearly saw this potential in that defensive line throughout training camp, throughout preseason. He had the reps they had against the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, who were supposed to be a good team this year. My Jags beat them, by the way. The Jags, I told you, were going to be a lot better than they were. But nonetheless, dog, I couldn't be more proud or more hopeful of this defense. And I get the Washington Commanders aren't the greatest team, but they've consistently been one of the best, like an average team. They've always stuck around.
No, they're an above-average team.
They've been better than us.
They've been better than us. They've gone out there. They've made playoff games.
That's true.
Obviously, it is the NFC least, so it's a different team there every year. They all play each other, so that's like a guaranteed win against at least one of those teams every year. But the Commanders aren't a terrible franchise. So for us to go out there and to still this dominance, to win this handedly, the game was over in the first half. I had no doubt in my mind we were going to win that game after the first half. Even when they started having those creep back ends, Carson Wentz is finally doing something. Curtis Samuel is getting runs down the field, is getting catches down the field. Terry McLaurin breaks off a couple catches. They score a touchdown or two here. The offense came back in and answered, and the defense stepped right back up.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson was mad he was taken off the field.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson wanted to be out there with his guys fighting for this victory, and you love to see it. You love to see it out of the young guys, man.
Having our guy back, too, Julian Okwara, like we said last week,
yes.
you just put. When we went to training camp, shout out to my guy Dose Dion, Micro Mike. We sat there and we watched this team together every single day at training camp. And every time I noticed, anytime there was a tight end on Aiden Hutchinson, he dominated. Anytime he was put inside against the guard, he dominated. And it's transitioned to the NFL at this point. Charles Harris gave us 7.5 sacks last year. We saw he still has that potential this year. We had that safety on Carson Wentz. This is a team that had a win last week against the Jaguars, but you could say the Jaguars are good or not. They did just beat the Indianapolis Colts.
Shut them out.
Shut
out the Colts.
They did. So I'm not dismissing the Commanders as an easy win. Obviously, it's one we had on our schedule that we circled and we were favored, heading into the game. I just can't say enough, man, about this pass rush specifically. And I think maybe that is what has been helping the emergence of Jeff Okudah, man. But Jeffrey, whatever the hell his middle name is, Hutchinson. God damn, bro. I'm so happy to hear.
Hutchinson.
Yeah, and I hope, obviously, Dan Campbell's being truthful. I don't expect him to be anything else but that. He's pretty raw and emotional. We see him cry in press conferences. But I hope that, they're right that was only cramps we saw last week from him because, god damn, man, let's get some more mobile quarterbacks for that kid to beat on.
Let's get some more mobile, and we have a couple coming up.
Yeah.
We have Kirk Cousins coming up.
Yeah.
We have Tua Tagovailoa, who is not the most mobile quarterback, coming up. And then we have, I can't remember who it is after. I think it's Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know about you, but Cooper Rush doesn't instill any fear in my heart.
Whooped on the Cowboys.
He did, yeah. No, he's on the Cowboys.
No, he said, I'm sorry, he whooped on the Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals. Yeah. Well, that's the difference. Micah Parsons won that game for them. The Bengals' offensive line is complete hot dog water, and they revamped the whole thing. They brought in La'el Collins, and they're still having Joe Burrow get sacked 7 times. But I expect Aiden Hutchinson to continue to do this. He's like a shark. Blood's in the water. He's got a taste of it now. He knows how to win in one-on-ones against these guys. He knows how to stunt and win from the inside. He knows what it feels like when you pull down that quarter. He's going to continue to do it. The guy is too good.
100%. As much as and I'm not gonna say I held Josh Pascal on the tape and as high regard as Malcolm Rodriguez, but that was another guy on this team that I was like, Spinny's feeling it. Happy birthday to my guy Kung Fu Spinny. But nonetheless, Josh Pascal is an interior defensive lineman. I think against the pass rush, he's going to prove to be something for us too. I just want you guys, if you have any respect for my eye on these guys have been calling out throughout the offseason, I think Josh Pascal very much could be that too. As much as they talked about Amon-Ra St. Brown and him working hard and him busting his ass, they said the same for Josh Pascal in the offseason workouts when it was just the rookies. We're literally a media member. I think it might have been Kyle Minke. I don't remember specifically, but they're like, why do you go so damn hard? Because he noticed he was hitting the pads harder and just going, obviously going a lot, 110% levels other than the other guys. He's like, I practice every day is my last. This reminds you guys, this is a guy that's come back from cancer. Yeah. This guy who come back to be the team leader in sacks, one of the top guys in pass rush win rates according to PFF, which you guys know how I feel about PFF. But nonetheless, Josh Pascal added next to Aiden Hutchinson, and then you got our boy already, Charles Harris.
Yeah.
Julian Clark can play inside sometimes too.
There's going to be a lot of options on that defensive line.
Winning recipe, baby.
Aaron Glenn is going to have just as many options to tinker with as Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
We can see Aaron Glenn get creative with these stunts. Like you said, once they brought Julian Okwara back, we saw that to a smaller capability. We saw Aiden Hutchinson playing on the inside, getting one of his sacks right up the middle. It was, you move these guys around, you move these guys, put them in mismatches against a guard, against a center, against someone who's not ready to go up against that kind of athleticism, that kind of speed, and that kind of power, and it works out for you most of the time. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. The only thing, I haven't heard much from Ali McNeil. What did Ali McNeil do?
Oh, no, Ali McNeil's still doing his damn thing.
He's stopping the run, but I wanted to see him.
No, on the pass rush, too. I didn't get to watch all of it yet.
He had 2 tackles.
They haven't released because we already said, though, the big boys, sometimes all you got to do is man that double team.
Teams,
100%. I didn't get to watch. They didn't release the all 22 for this game yet on the NFL Premium, Premium Plus. But when I put it on and watched just the regular highlight plays, the one sack that Aiden had was because of Ali McNeil getting double teamed. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm Rodriguez, the one where they had the intentional grounding where he come through. That was also a little bit helped Ali McNeil getting double teamed and him also coming around that edge too. No, Aleem's doing his thing. Aleem is
Doing heavyweight things.
Yeah, and we know this too. Like the big guys, all my big guys, all my defensive linemen, all my offensive linemen, we know that we are underappreciated for what we do because sometimes what we do for the football team doesn't show up in the statistical stat sheet. It just doesn't. Sometimes we're just filling those holes.
Filling those holes.
Filling those holes. Filling up them gaps with that girth. 100%. And Aleem has been that. At least from the little bit that I watched, today so far. When all 22 drops and I sober up from your birthday, I'm gonna dive more into it. But no, Aleem been doing his thing.
Yeah, hell yeah, he is. I mean, we saw him commanding the double teams. I want to see him get in that backfield. And maybe it's because the guy next to him, Michael Brockers, hasn't been performing as well. Maybe if we get Levi eventually in there, that'll unlock Aleem's ability a little bit more because they can't pay as much attention to him as they'd like to. So we'll see what's going on there. Isaiah Buggs has looked pretty good. I guess Jonathan Kaminsky just got waived.
He did not get waived. Medical wave?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I heard.
What, in the YouTube chat or like?
Yeah, in the YouTube chat.
Oh, I ain't listening to those guys. I know he banged up his injury. He had a sack last game. How's he getting waived?
He didn't.
He good up right now?
Yeah.
I'll check that out too. Actually, matter of fact,
he did have a sack. Yeah.
It's time to go to break anyway. Let's hit that break real quick. We come right back.
Sacks. Love that.
Hit the like button. We'll be right back, baby.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
Happy birthday. Shout out to him.
Bless him.
You got Young Sus in the titty booth, joined by my man JB Smooth on the ones and twos. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button.
Please.
Be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. And we get done with the show. Get on down to the Coliseum nightclub. We're here all night to celebrate my man's birthday, man. We turning up. As you can see, his cheeks already getting a little bit rosy.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. We were talking about the defense before we went to break. I think we kind of touched on the Jeff Okudah emergence a little bit. El Jefe may possibly be freed. But I want to jump back to the offense real quick if you don't mind, or you want to talk Jefe.
No, man, do it.
It's your birthday. I'm letting you pick.
You're running the show. You're driving the boat.
TJ Hockenson.
Yes.
We had this debate in the offseason. I know we brought it up a little bit last week after DeAndre Swift's monstrous game.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Hockenson again came out and had another, mid performance. Couple
mid
drops
is putting it lightly.
Yeah, on a contract year.
On a contract year,
I don't know if this is him
mid.
Getting back into the groove a little bit because I know obviously had the injury that shut him down last year. He didn't play a lot in the off season, preseason I should say, and he's been held out of practice a few times too. Is he just shaking rust or like what's going on? What are you laughing at? Someone said something crazy in the chat.
Rake said Roxy causes rosy cheeks. It's Hutchinson ended up with 3 receptions for 26 yards. He did have a couple big drops, and I don't know. I thought we'd see more. It is a contract year for him. It is a place where he should be getting single coverage. He should be, we have a lot of weapons out there. You obviously see Amon-Ra eating up in that middle of the field. TJ Hockenson should be hand-in-hand lockstep with that, eating in the middle of the field. I just don't see it. I think as someone who expected the Lions to pay him his money, to pay him that $14, $15 million a year, I'm starting to get a little concerned. Obviously, it's still early. It's still week 2. He has a lot of time to make up for it, but we need him to go out there and produce. He needs to go out there and produce for his own bag. If he keeps pumping out games like this, he's not going to get paid $14, $15 million a year. He's going to be sitting around that 12 mark. And obviously, it's still on potential. It's still on what he can do. He is still a great blocker. He's a great run blocker. He's a great option to utilize. When you have him, he is a mismatch when he can catch the ball. So I expect him to go out there and have a big game against the Vikings. I know he feels bad about those drops. I know he feels like he literally left money on the table with those drops.
Sure, yeah.
So I have a feeling he's going to go out there against the Vikings, make some big plays, get in the end zone, and make some stuff happen.
Yeah,
because he was in preseason. I said he's going to lead the team in touchdowns. And it's not looking too good. Amon-Ra's already got 3 of them things. We'll see what goes on, but man, he needs to start performing at the level that we expected him to start the season.
Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe we get him on a little bit of a discount.
Get him on a discount.
Get him on a discount.
Yeah, what Ben Johnson's whispering in Jared Goff's ear. Hey, don't throw the ball to Hockenson.
Yeah.
We're trying to get this guy for like 12 M's instead of 15. If you're throwing it to him, make it a little low. Maybe a little bit to the right.
It's been weird, bro. I feel like this is truly out of character for him. We saw him be our lone weapon at times when we had that pitiful Matt Patricia offense, and he just hasn't.
I hate Matt Patricia so much.
I hate Matt Patricia too. I mean, the Patriots got their dub yesterday though against the banged up Steelers, missing T.J. Watt, but nonetheless, we've seen him be our lone weapon. We've seen him perform. We saw him make a couple big plays yesterday too. But it's the drop. There's a lot of things that seem like uncharacteristic. And, again, I don't know if it's him shaking off a little bit of rust. I mean, I hope that's the case. Again, I think he was highly limited both in practices all offseason and in preseason. We haven't seen him in real game action other than these 2 past games. But he's, like you said, he's leaving money on the table.
He
absolutely is. I still think he can be better. I just don't know. I don't know what the issue is up with him, man. I really don't.
It might be rust. It might be a little nagging injury still.
Yeah. He was one of my keys to the game this past week.
Maybe he's just not, he's been used to being that focal point. Mm-hmm. Obviously, all of last year, he was that focal point of the offense.
Yeah.
Teams were double-teaming him. We were running our offense off of him until Amon-Ra emerged, and now he's got to take a back seat to a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now he has a legitimate weapon on the outside as DJ Chark. And once Jameson Williams comes back, that's 2 legitimate weapons on the outside. So maybe he just needs to adapt to being that 3rd, 4th option in the offense rather than the focal point.
I'm with you. I think that could be it too. I remember DJ Chark speaking the other day, and generally offenses are tailored this way anyway, but you'll have a play, and there's supposed to be a guy that gets the ball. The other guy's just second reads in case he's not open or, obviously a football situation happens because football is a game of inches. We're being real about it. Crazy things seem to happen. I mean, the missed field goal for the Commanders too. But nonetheless, I wonder if maybe the plays just aren't drawn up for him. He did have that one big play, a big catch. I don't know if it was a 3rd down, but I know it was for a 1st down.
Yeah.
It was one of the nasty, little nasty catch that he got. Maybe they're just not tailoring the game plan for him. I don't know. This is why I thought he was going to play big because their linebackers are kind of limited in coverage.
I agree. I think it is that they're not giving him these routes. They're not running the plays for him consistently like they were last year. It's now he is the 2nd or 3rd option on plays. And I think he still has all of the potential, all the talent in the world to be a great tight end. Like I said, he is a great blocker in the run game. He is a great, run after catch guy. Once he finally clamps his hands on the ball, he can make things happen. But we need to see more of it. We really do. We need to see him not drop those balls. We need to see him get that ball and cut it upfield for some yards. I just need to see more out of him in the offense. I need to see more out of him trying to be that guy, winning those routes every time, making sure you don't miss those opportunities, because when you're not that number 1 option, those opportunities start coming slower and slower, so you can't fumble them when they're presented to you, especially in a contract year.
100%. I just looked at a stat that I had pulled up on my screen. I meant to say during the defensive segment, but for us to shout out the Commanders, and we were the team, I think only the Jets let up more points last year is amazing. But back to T.J. Hockenson real quick is I think we are going to get him on a discount. I think we're going to, if he does perform at some point this year, maybe we re-sign him. We put him on one of those deals like highly incentive-based. Because obviously we've seen he is struggling. Straight up. He is
for
struggling.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
A couple drops, 2 games in a row. It's not looking good. Again, some of those plays aren't even ones where you think he's getting the ball zipped to him like that. Jared Goff's not even one of those quarterbacks known to put a zip on the ball like that. A little bit concerned about TJ. Do you ultimately you think this affects us re-signing him, or do you think we do re-sign him just at discount?
No, I think they still want to re-sign him. I think he'll still make money around what he is projected to be. because even if he is not that number one option in the offense, he is still a very valuable tight end. So I think he'll be right around that 12 to 14 mark. But I don't know if, obviously, again, it's very, very early in the season. So he still has 15 games this year to work out what's going on. And I expect him to improve as the year gets along, as we get deeper and deeper into the season. But if he continues to perform like this, you can't build a case for him to say that he's a $14 million, $15 million tight end.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, I'm looking too, like last year in 12 games of action, 583 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's only 50% catch rate this year too, 14 targets, only 7 catches, and a lot of, at least 4 of those are drops.
Yes.
And maybe, I was thinking in my head just now too, like maybe it's Jared Goff and his inaccuracies. As we know, like, again, Goff is limited. It's just a reality of the situation. Again, that's why Sean McVay cashed in on Matthew Stafford for that upgrade, and they won a Super Bowl. But I don't know if it's that, but quite clearly he's able to get Amon-Ra St. Brown the ball in short yardage situations.
Yeah.
So I just think TJ really needs to step up. I can't say that I'm necessarily concerned because obviously we're breaking Detroit Lions records or doing things we haven't seen since 1995 or since we've been won an NFL championship. So I'm not tripping on it, but it is something to make note of. Again, in the contract year, that's usually when guys ball out.
It is something to make note of, and you're right. It is a contract year for him. He should be wanting to go out there and ball more than anybody else. So that's why I feel like these drops, these mental mistakes are tearing at him the most. Because obviously in the final result of the game, those 2 drops don't have that much of an impact.
Yeah.
But for him, they do.
Maybe
for his money, they do.
Maybe it's a mental block. Maybe he knows that money's on the line. He's trying to do a little bit too much.
Yeah.
He's not bringing that ball before he tries to come up the field to make a play. Maybe that could be it too. Because again, these are uncharacteristic of him. We've seen him make a Pro Bowl with a capable quarterback in Matthew Stafford. He obviously has other weapons around him that are loosening up the coverage for him, I'm assuming, or maybe he is the one getting all the extra coverage or attention. I'll look for that tomorrow too when I dive into the film. But as of now, Hockenson not looking like Hawk of old or Hawk that we know him as.
Yeah. So no, it's true. He's not making the plays that we are accustomed to seeing him make.
Long run, though, probably.
Long run, he's going to sort it out.
He's
going to sort it out. Well, yeah, like him not being good is a good thing for us.
This year, specifically, yeah, because we
can get him on that discount.
Yeah, get a little discount. You feel me? And if so, hey, we'll give you $15 million, but you got to do these things for us. You know what I'm saying? Because last year, you did it.
Yeah.
Last year, you had this many drops in this many games. You want that $15 million, you got to prove it to us. And maybe we get him back on that discount. He says he wants to stay in Detroit, but I know everybody says that.
Everybody says that.
Everybody says that.
But, maybe it is. They can't, we saw Lamar Jackson say he would go to Detroit's on his short list.
Yeah.
That is changing. That narrative is for sure changing.
Yeah.
It's not Matt Patricia anymore. It's not Jim Schwartz anymore. People want to play for Dan Campbell.
And that's another point you made too, or you made me think of, is he's not from this regime. He is from the previous regime, and that could be it too. But I saw a comment in the chat. I don't know who said it, but he looks like he hasn't showered in 4 days. That he needs a haircut. If he did go to fill that haircut, where should he go, Spinny? What's the best spot?
Well, first of all, I showered today. Thank you very much, and I washed my hair today. So
that's about
TJ.
It's about TJ.
Come in here and smell it. But if he needs a haircut, if he needs to go get a little bit chopped off, he obviously has to go to Lady Jane's because, as you know, we normally broadcast from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham. It's definitely awesome on a regular day. When I get off, if I want to take an inch off, maybe clean up my dead ends a little bit, I could sit in one of those chairs, and I know my girls, Alyssa or Megan, will take care of me. So I highly recommend you get into a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you and let them treat you like a king as well. They are open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. So like I said, man, get into a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you. No appointment necessary, because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spitball Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus at Titty Booth, joined by JB Smooth with the ones and twos. Shout out to my guy Reagan Ross Kelly in the building, Stick in the building as well. Come through. It's Spitball Rex's birthday. We turn up all night. I love my job for sure. I mean, look at where we're at, and I'm just considered work. That's absolutely insane.
It is.
But I can't wait to get off tonight and party with my boy for your birthday, man. Happy birthday, dog.
Thank you. I appreciate
Happy birthday,
bro.
man. Yeah, talking about getting off in the strip club. Maybe we should relax on that, that verbiage a little bit. We talked about T.J. Hockenson. We praised Amon-Ra St. Brown. Two guys. I'll go good news first. Jared Goff. We've been the Jared Goff truthers. We've been the Jared Goff bashers. How are you feeling about him up until this point?
I mean, he's done what has been asked of him so far. And like we said before the season, you guys clamored us, you hated us for speaking the truth of Jared Goff, but we said, he's going to have a better season. He has all the weapons there for him. He has Ben Johnson with a full summer under his belt to institute his game plan. So we expected him to be better, and he has. Like we said yesterday, he went out there, and he had 256 yards and 4 touchdowns with no interceptions. So obviously that is great for anybody. He needs to keep going out there and keep doing it. My majority opinion of Jared Goff has still not changed. He's an all right quarterback. He'll win you regular season games. He might win you a couple playoff games, but he will not win you the big game that matters. When you're in the playoffs, imagine how comfortable the Bills felt, even though they lost, going into a battle against Kansas City because they have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
If you're going in the playoffs to Buffalo, to Kansas City, and you have Jared Goff going against Josh Allen, obviously it's AFC, NFC, so what happened, but that ilk of quarterback, you're going there to them, and you have Jared Goff, it doesn't instill confidence. Even in his Super Bowl run, he had 1 touchdown in the entire postseason. So I like what he's doing so far. I still don't believe he is the quarterback of the future. I still don't believe he is the guy that will win us a Super Bowl. So, I mean, we got to move on eventually. Even Brad Holmes, we talk about it all the time. Brad Holmes on Rich Eisen said if their guy's out there, he's going to go get him. So I like what he did. I expected him to have a better year, but it doesn't change my opinion of him as a player.
I feel you. I think we saw that a little bit yesterday, too. I used to be, I still am. I got my basher card, my hater card for Tua Tagovailoa, and I think that, him and Jared Goff are similar in that. I think you look at the touchdown leaders in the NFL right now to this point, and it's Patrick Mahomes, Tua now, and Carson Wentz tied for 7 touchdowns. 2 of those guys have, Tua Tagovailoa 2 touchdowns in the year, Carson Wentz 3, and then Patrick Mahomes 0, but we saw it last week.
Yeah.
A couple of those turned over a little sketchily. Illegal football and defense.
Yeah.
Couple of those going around. Second place behind them, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
With only 1 interception. And interception obviously is still there as a stat, and that one was took it back for a pick 6, but it was on a miscommunication from T.J. Hockenson. And again, we saw Jared Goff be, I don't want to say a guy, but we know that you can get the job done with Jared Goff, too.
He's a Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
He is a guy that will, if everything around him is going perfectly, if everything around him is there and built, he will do his job. And unfortunately, when it comes to the biggest game, the biggest moments, you need somebody more than someone that will do their job. You need someone that will go out there and win you a matchup, someone that will go out there and win you a game, and I don't see that out of Jared Goff. But he's the perfect quarterback for what we have right now in a rebuild, and I'm fine with it. But when we get our guy, sorry, Jared, but you and your hot fiance are going to be gone.
Yeah, I think a lot of that stuff can be seen, too. Like I said it earlier in the show. Not accurate. Obviously, we saw him miss DJ Chark in the end zone on that 4th down play. We saw him miss DJ Chark again on a deep route. You yesterday, you and Sam. I wish Sam was here to talk his stuff, too. But you're talking about the Curtis Samuel. Old Curtis Samuel, brother DJ Chark. I don't agree. I still think DJ Chark's a better receiver. I just don't know that Jared Goff can, utilize, what he's great at, I should say. Jared Goff very much is kind of limited in those downfield throws. But, again, I think he's clean. He's efficient. Young Sauce before the show was talking about, I got Tom Brady on my fantasy team. I was waiting for him to put up points. Sometimes Brady just makes the right decision. Sometimes he's being smart and cerebral out there. He's just taking what's given to him. I think Jared Goff is very much that. Obviously not as talented as Brady either, but I'm not saying he's going to be here for the long term. But do you think he could win a playoff? Because
I think he can win a playoff game here.
With this team.
Yes. With this team, as it's constructed right now, no. The defense needs to get a lot better.
I think our defense, I said this at the beginning of the year too. I think our defense is actually a lot better than you're thinking.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think you saw it in the Commanders game too.
Yeah, again, you go against a team with a good offensive line, and it's not happening as much.
I mean, I
think our defense needs to get better before we expect to win a playoff game.
I could definitely say, like in the secondary, I would love to get better to where I'm more comfortable. Obviously, Kuda's kind of emerged as like something we didn't expect him to be, or maybe some of you guys did expect him to be. I know there's a lot of Slap Howard fans out there, telling us that Kuda was the greatest thing since sliced bread and whatever. Hey, if that's what you guys said, and I was calling you slap asses then, like you called it because he's been a dog. Shout out to DJ and our heavyweights merch. I only saw him walking down the aisle. That's dope as hell to see. But I'm not someone asked me on Twitter last night, and they said, having Jared Goff perform like this thus far, can you still see the Lions going to the quarterback well in this upcoming draft? I said yes. I think ultimately you have to. I think it comes down to like what we've been speaking on, and I've said this back to when I was podcasting in the basement. You need a quarterback on that team-friendly deal. Even the Rams last year, you could say, Stafford was on a rookie deal. Well, guess what? The Detroit Lions were literally paying half of his salary and dead cap space. Yep. They had him on a team-friendly deal. Tom Brady, with the most rings ever of a single player in the NFL and any quarterback in the league history ever. What's he notoriously known for, Spinny?
Taking pay cuts.
Taking pay cuts for the team.
Yes.
So absolutely, I think you still need to go to that quarterback well in this upcoming draft, whether that's if you don't feel like there's a guy in the first round, whatever, take a guy at some point. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Russ Wilson. We've seen Dak Prescott. And you can say what you think they are, maybe limited in skill set-wise, but nonetheless, Jared Goff is that. You know what I'm saying? So if I get a Jared Goff-esque player on a rookie deal, I'm taking it every single time. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you're in agreement with that one. You still think the Lions go back? Okay.
We need to go quarterback this year, for sure.
And again, no disrespect to Goff. This is like a way of the NFL. This is like a rite of passage we saw for a lot of players.
Yes, it's a business, man, and it is what it is. I'm happy with what Goff did yesterday. Obviously, extremely happy. He went out there and he did his job. He exceeded his job. He threw 4 touchdowns. He helped us win the game. But I'm looking for the future, and I don't see him as the quarterback of the future for this franchise. I just don't.
Do you still want Lamar Jackson after just knowing that Goff could win us games like he did yesterday?
Man, it's tough. It's tough. Like paying Lamar Jackson $50 million is
I'm not down with
that. It's a tough sell. But dude, he is such an elite player, an elite athlete. We're not going 3 and out 4 times in a row if we have Lamar Jackson. It's not happening. Period. The guy is too good of an athlete, too good of a weapon, and he's never had that kind of offense compiled around him.
Yeah. JB, are you mic'd up over there? No? I'm kind of curious, like, what you guys think? Because I get Lamar's Lamar. He's got what he's got going on athletically and stuff like that. Okay. So I was going to give JB the mic real quick. I want to know, and I'll ask you before JB hops on and gives his take on it. Do you think Lamar is more accurate than Goff, or just as accurate as Goff, or less?
I think he's probably right around the same. Goff might be a little more accurate.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking that too.
I think Lamar looks good. It's not like Lamar can't throw the ball. I think that narrative is overrated.
Yeah, I think that narrative is way overrated.
He's never had a legit
it just looks ugly.
Receiver. Like we talked about it last week. He had a lot. Mark Andrews, obviously a great player. He's never had that outside threat, really.
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman is doing well this year. Hollywood Brown was the closest thing he's had to.
He ain't doing nothing either. I drafted him in fantasy thinking I was getting a guy because he had a rapport of Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Pissed off about that one. You think Lamar's more accurate than Jared Goff? JB?
Why? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, let me back this up a little bit.
Back that ass up.
Happy birthday, Spence.
Thank you.
Let that be known. Put
Appreciate
that on
you.
record, man.
Appreciate you.
But, yes, I do think Lamar Jackson is a better QB than
Do you think he's more accurate?
You think he's more accurate or just as accurate as Goff?
I think he's more accurate. And if anything, look, don't get me wrong. Look, I know I'm over here dripping in Honolulu blue, celebrating this Victory Monday with you guys.
Shout out.
Let it be known, this is just one game for Jared Goff. I like the guy. Of course,
Fair.
As Spencer said, we all like his hot fiance as well, too.
Yes, we do.
But don't get it wrong. This is just one game. Over the past 2 games Lamar Jackson has played, he's shown why he should be paid this big money. And I would more rather have him out there on the field than Jared Goff. I'm just saying, that's just me.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, like, I'll tell you right now, I'm out on the Lamar thing. I'm just not paying a quarterback $52 million, especially one, as much as I love Lamar and know he's skill set and all that stuff like that, this dude runs, gets hurt. That's $50 million wasted in cap space down the drain. I'd rather like go to the well and grab somebody. And I know that he had those 4 touchdowns, no interceptions yesterday, and it did equate to a win. However, put it to you this way: Brett Favre, Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
Escort out the door for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
And then they eventually win a Super Bowl. It's just how it's.
Lamar Jackson's completion percentage is 64%. Jared Goff's is 67%.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit more, but nothing that, oh, you're losing so much.
Yeah.
You're making up with it with what you get out of Lamar. But still, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, even though he said he's not playing under the franchise tag.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson said he will not play under the franchise tag, so we'll see where that goes. But I expect, like we said, we expected this of Jared Goff to have a better year, to go out there and produce, because like he did in that Super Bowl run with the Rams, he has a great offense around him full of playmakers.
How about this? How about I put this in there? Knowing that Ben Johnson, I just looked at Sean McVay from when he became offensive coordinator to when he was upgraded to head coach of another organization. Knowing we have like probably 2 years tops with this guy, if he continues the trajectory he's on. Are you want to go all in on Goff to try to win this Super Bowl or playoff game, or you still like thinking we do it with Ben Johnson in 1 year if we get a rookie?
No, I'm not going all in on Goff.
I guess what even does that mean at this point?
Yeah,
too?
well, you already are.
Yeah.
Tailored the offense around him. You're building the team around him. So
that's true. That's very true. I ain't mad at you about that one. Goff, he is what he is, man. We got him now. I'm not trying to bash him. I don't want to put dirt on his name. I think he can play efficiently enough to win you games. He can play efficiently enough to win some playoff games. But I'm just, again, going back to the question that somebody asked me on Twitter last night, do I still want to draft a quarterback? And the answer is yes. I think you have to if you want to win a Super Bowl. I think you look at all the talent we accumulated through just the draft process. Brad Holmes never really had true cap space to work with. You know what I'm saying? To play around with. Let this $30 million fall off the books and Brad Holmes grab you a piece that he truly likes in free agency. Look at the guys he's just getting on these 1 to 2 year deals, providing for our team, and Charles Harris and bro. Even the offensive linemen that we have in for the, you know what I'm saying, as these backups.
Yes.
Let Brad Holmes get some money, you know what I'm saying, with a rookie quarterback that does what Goff does, and
we'll see what happens.
It's scary.
Real
scary.
We're looking at this Monday night game. It's going to start here in a minute. If you're trying to find the best odds, trying to find the best rate, where would you go to get that?
Oddstrader.com, man. They got all – look, you guys are spending your money gambling, right? Go to oddstrader.com. Shop for the best odds, man. Be smart with your money. They got the best price on every single game, the best odds in every single game. I tell you, every single day. Be spending your money, be smart with your money. Use oddstrader.com to shop for the best odds. Go to oddstrader.com for the best odds. Check them out. It's Woodward Heavyweights. We're right back at the Coliseum nightclub. Hit the like button.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy, Eazy, joined by my man, Spin Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus in the TD Roof, J Beast moving on 1s and 2s. Victory Monday is ours! We're live from the Coliseum nightclub. Come through. Look, man, Josh Peck talking that junk in the chat. I had to turn up a little bit. You know, I have to take off my shirt or something like that.
Please don't.
All right, I won't. I promise you. All
right, thank you.
Two questions for you. First and foremost, is coming off the Jared Goff stuff. Is he mid, or will you call him good at this point?
No,
just good, not great.
He is good. I've said that consistently. I think he is a good quarterback.
Okay.
But he is not great. He is not the guy that'll do that. He is Jimmy Garoppolo. He is Baker Mayfield. They're good quarterbacks, but they're not game changers.
Yeah. I'm with you. Okay. Now you're the birthday boy.
Yes.
Where are we going now?
It's Monday. We missed it last Monday. We got to do stock watch. Detroit Lions stock watch. Buy. Sell. And I'm talking first one.
Who?
DJ Chark. DJ Chark stock. Coming out. Let me get his line right here just so I don't mess it up.
Oh, he had nothing.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see how many targets he got.
He had 4 targets. No catches on 4 targets.
0 targets. Or 4 targets, 0 receptions.
Yeah, no drops, though. I don't think he had any drops. I think Jared Goff missed him in that red zone. DJ Chark, bye. I don't care, bro. I think he still is what he is. I just don't think that Jared Goff's able to utilize what he's great at. We saw him wide open down what would have been a touchdown. That was keeping it a buck. I'm not trying to bring back hurt feelings because I know this is like an X for some of you Lions fans. Some of you became crazy, became Detroit Rams, but Matthew Stafford would connect on that for TD.
Yeah.
Chark's he'll take it to the crib.
I am going to sell.
Get out of here, bro.
Does the Hindenburg ring any bells?
Sell every time no one gets
This is a weapons company that doesn't sell weapons. It's from Iron Man. So I think this was the time for DJ Chark to explode. This was the time for DJ Chark to come out. What's he going to look forward to in the next couple weeks? Jamison Williams. That Ferrari coming out of the garage.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get any easier for him to get those looks. It's that takes away the 4 targets he gets, and at the very least cuts it in half, and they're going to J-Mo.
I think a lot of his situation too, though, he's getting those safeties over top on him because that's his role in that offense. And again, just Goff can't utilize him the way he's supposed to be utilized. He just can't. That's my opinion.
That's fair.
I got one for you.
Okay.
You brought him up earlier. Statistically, he's not showing up too much, but Aleem McNeil by herself.
Yeah. I can't stay.
No stay.
I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy on Aleem McNeil.
Okay.
Because buy. I think it'll only get easier for him as this defensive line starts getting healthier. He is going to see less double teams. He is going to have guys next to him that aren't statues. He's going to have guys next to him to take the pressure off of him. So I think it's only going to get easier for Lee McNeil as the season progresses.
I'm with you, too. Buy. We try to tell you these guys this in the offseason, all right, in the preseason. The heavies, we know more than anybody. And any other fellow heavyweights out there, too, you play interior defensive line. You know that sometimes your job is to fill the gap. I've been yelled at times where I've, sacked the quarterback, and they're like, hey, because the RPO, obviously high school, I didn't play college. But they're like, you're supposed to just fill that gap, bud. You know what I'm saying? Don't over-pursue. You open up rush lanes for the guys. Just fill the gap. Aleem McNeil, his job's not always going to be shown on the stat sheet. Yeah. It's just not. That's just the life of a heavyweight. We're underappreciated sometimes. Until we get bitten bad, we're back to missing on levels too.
Yeah.
Aleem McNeil, bye. I love what he's been doing. A little bit of film I got to today, I was like, damn, Aleem doing what we said he was going to do.
Up next, Craig Reynolds.
Craig!
I ain't putting down my gun. I ain't Craig Reynolds.
Bye. 100%, bro. Look, you said it last week. I think it was you or maybe it was somebody in the chat that said Craig Reynolds deserves more PT than Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams led the team in carries last week, although Craig Williams, I think, still outproduced him in terms of yards and stuff like that. Craig can catch the football. Craig can run the football. I'm buying Craig, but he's still like a third down option for us, or he still is what he is, but I'm not selling Craig.
Yeah.
No.
Buy on Craig Reynolds.
We
talked about it. The dude, he only had 3 carries, but he was going for 5.3 yards a carry. The guy is explosive when he gets in there.
Yeah.
He has that ability, and I think he can do everything that Jamal Williams does just for a quarter of the price. And he can also catch the ball out of the backfield a little bit better. So I'm going to go with Craig Reynolds. Buy. I think he is, hopefully, because we didn't see much of him in week 1 at all.
Yeah,
we saw him out there at least on some plays.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen. Yeah. I don't think I see him at all.
I didn't see him at all in week 1. Yeah. And against the Commanders, we saw him out there. He was making some plays. So I'm going to buy Craig Reynolds.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Birthday boy, Kung Fu Spinning, spin more racks.
That's me.
TJ Hockenson, buying or selling?
Oh man,
that's the noise. You always doing those ad libs.
Yeah. I'm going to sell TJ Hockenson. Sell.
Damn.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the explosiveness. We talked about a couple drops. That's big there when you're not, like I said, when you're not the first option in the offense anymore, when you're the third, maybe fourth option in this offense, you need to get your hands on every opportunity you have to make the most out of it. And he hasn't done that in a contract year. So I still think he'll be a good player. Like I said, I think he'll right the ship by the end of the year, but I'm going to sell as of right now.
Yeah, I tried making the excuse for him that maybe some of it's schematics, but we've seen opportunities or situations where he was supposed to catch the football. He did have that one first down to give to him, but 3 catches yesterday for 36 yards. Where are we at right here? 26 yards.
Yeah.
2 drops for sure, for certain. Sell. Like I said, I don't think it's a schematic thing. I don't think it's like in the game plan for him not to get the ball or to get the ball any less than anybody else. He's had opportunities to get the football, both last week and this week. And we saw multiple times now him drop the football and not live up to what he was supposed to be as a former first-round pick. Mm-hmm. TJ Hockenson, unfortunately, I hope you come up back from it, but sell.
Sell. All right, what about our guy, Charles Harris?
Bye. 100%. This dude went and got 2 points himself. Yeah. If that ball didn't call him out of bounds, it could have been a touchdown for us. Charles Harris coming off a 7.5 sack season, his first season where he truly got some PT. I guess seen as a piece on this defense. Yeah. It sucks we lost that guy Romeo Okwara. He's supposed to be the man. Charles Harris come in and make you feel damn good, comfortable. I think we saw last year. You could have seen it as that happens sometimes. Guys just have a good year, and then they go back to being
for sure,
mid. However, Charles Harris, I think, is like the Charles Harris we saw last year. I think that having Aleem McNeil on that defensive line helps him. I think having Aiden Hutchinson on the defensive line helps him. I think him and Hutch got that type of chemistry too, man. Like they seem like each other, they vibe each other.
They definitely vibe.
I remember back in the offseason, Hutch, they were asking what vet are you sticking to, and it's been my guy Charles Harris. And I even watched Darius Slay's podcast on the Pivot. And Darius Slay was talking about Rasheem Mathis coming in and how he kind of changed his mindset in the NFL to being great. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Being greater than just another guy making the league. With Charles Harris, you hear him speak, he speaks the same way. Charles Harris, bye.
Yeah, I'm going to buy as well. Bye. Charles Harris, like you said, I think it's only going to get easier for him as you bring in guys like Julian Okwara. As Romeo gets back, he is going to have more fresh legs. He's not going to be called upon asked to do as much. We're going to see him in a better role, more explosive, having opposite Aiden Hutchinson with Aleem McNeil up the middle. It makes it easier for him. And now I expect him to come out, like we said, in this next game and go rip Kirk Cousins' head off. Because the Vikings' offensive line is nothing to write home about. They're no world beaters. And I think they're better than Washington, but not that much better.
Yeah.
So I expect him to go out there and perform at the same level, if not a higher level, than he did against Washington.
I got a surprise one for you. Speaking of Kirk Cousins, former Michigan State Spartan.
Yeah.
Spartans took that L this week. We'll get to it in the next segment.
We don't have to do that.
Mel Tucker. Buy or sell?
I'm buying Mel Tucker. I'm always
Don't be a Spartan. Be real.
I'm always buying Mel Tucker. One game coming out on the West Coast doesn't decide who you are. This is his second full season. His first season he had 2 months to come into this program, and it was COVID year. Am I disappointed with it? Yes, I'm extremely disappointed. Do I think they should have played better? Yes, obviously. They played like shit. That defense, that secondary looked terrible. But I'm buying Mel Tucker, 100%.
Okay.
He's bringing in recruits that this program has never seen before.
I respect it. Hey, I asked you in the offseason. I don't know how much of him was – it was a hard read, man. And they gave him the deal after 2 years, and we hadn't got to see that much. Obviously, he hasn't had his own recruiting class, and I hate even saying that because that feels like such a Michigan excuse to say.
They put he set the bar so high by
overachieving,
so overly achieving in his first real year, getting a Heisman contender out of the portal. This is what this team should have been last year.
Yeah,
they're a 7-9 win football team because they don't have the talent, they don't have the skill in there yet. If they fix the offensive line and fix the secondary, they're there.
The defense is the scariest thing I see going on with that team. But where can they get an upgrade, Smitty? What's a defense they can get jumping from?
If you need an upgrade on your defense, there's only one place you can go. That's Guardian Alarm. Because as you know, Guardian Alarm gives you 24/7 protection. With their local monitoring, they make sure the things that are important to you stay safe, whether you're at home or on the road. All you have to do is call 1-800
Stay hot.
That's 1-800
Stay hot.
right now and let them know the Woodward Heavyweights sent you. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back live from the Coliseum after this.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus to the titty booth for my guy JB Smooth and the 1s and 2s right next to him. You went in a little bit on the Michigan State Spartans, Spinny, and I want you to elaborate because you still seem very much on board.
Yeah.
Sell me as a guy who was unsure heading into the offseason, now having this loss on the road, which looked like an ass whooping for majority of it.
It was an ass whooping.
Sell me on Mel Tucker. Why are you buying on Mel Tucker, man?
Because Mel Tucker is doing, like I said, he is getting penalized for his overachievements last year. He went out there, he overachieved. Guess who was the first person to call me after the game?
Who? Braylon
Edwards.
Oh, for sure.
Braylon Edwards, he called. He's not talking shit. He's not saying, oh, you guys suck, blah, blah, blah. He's telling me, this isn't the end. He said what his opinion will be based off Mel Tucker, based on the speech that he gives his guys after the game, based on how he rallies these guys, because the Big Ten is still weak, and Jim Harbaugh still can't beat Michigan State. And so that's, there's a lot into it. Obviously, I said it before the season. I expect them to lose to Michigan. I expect them to lose to Ohio State. It's not the same team. The team extremely overachieved last year, thanks to Kenneth Walker, because he was a Heisman contender. They went out there, and they got their asses whooped by Washington. The secondary looked awful. Amir Speed, Kimbrough, those guys were getting torched. And, it sucks to see it, but we still have time. It doesn't change overnight like that. Even with the transfer portal, what they were supposed to be, everyone projected them as like a 3-win team last year.
That's true.
And they go out there and win 11 games because of Mel Tucker, because of Kenneth Walker.
Is there?
It's different.
Is there any sense of overhype because of the overachieving? Do you think that's what it was?
No.
Is it? But let's be real though. If them taking the L this week against Washington, Saturday against Washington, was the Spartans a little bit overhyped?
Were they overhyped this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't play anybody. That's preseason college football rankings are stupid.
Because you even had them winning heading into this week.
These guys don't play anybody. Yeah, I mean, I'm a slappy. I had them winning.
And the truth comes out.
I've never backed away from that. But it's true that the defense is still bad. The secondary is still terrible. The offensive line is still not what it needs to be. So you go on the West Coast, you play the best offense in college football. They are the most productive offense in college football, and that's what's going to happen to you. Michael Penix dotted them up, and, it is what it is. But that doesn't waver my faith in Mel Tucker because of one game.
Did he dot him up on the way to a Heisman candidacy? You believe in the hype of coming up with that stuff?
No. I mean, it's possible.
That was a big game for Washington, too. I'm not trying to, I'm not a big college football guy.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of open about that. That Washington win, just a Washington game even heading into that. We heard from our guy, Owen Owes Us, he's a big Michigan State guy, but he heard that was their purple out. That was their big game of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
It felt like, remember the turning of Michigan State, I'm saying, we kind of just came in, our crowd was always just so hyped and electric. I felt like that was a turn for Washington heading into that. I'm saying, have that big game against a program that's now respectable in Michigan State alone, which is kind of awesome saying itself. But I think Washington might be coming on to something.
They are. They're
soon.
coming back. They have a great quarterback. They have a couple of good receivers.
Loudest college stadium.
Yeah, they can go out there and make some noise. And as a Big Ten team, going to the West Coast is always tough, especially when you have the worst secondary in college football against a great passing attack.
All right, man.
What's going to happen?
Well, college football, we got out the way. I had to ask you that stuff.
Yeah.
Because you are the residential Spartan.
I know. You didn't have to. You didn't have to.
I had to, bro. I had to.
It's all right.
Believe me. Last week, we did pick'ems. All right, and we said the loser.
Yeah.
It could have been tonight, but we're doing it tomorrow because tonight's your birthday. We're celebrating big time.
Yeah.
The loser has to wear the hot dog suit.
We pick games tonight though. So
we have games going for tonight. Yeah. You had Pittsburgh over New England.
Yes.
Didn't work out.
No.
Me and my guy JB undefeated on that one. After that, this game coming up next, Philadelphia Eagles versus Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
You want to preview that? You want to go down the leaderboard and who's wearing the costume?
Let's preview that.
Okay. Who you got tonight? Well, I know obviously on your sheet you said Minnesota
last
Friday.
I said Minnesota. I still think it's going to be Minnesota. Like we said earlier, I think, Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the country. I think he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. I think he's going to go out there and show it. As much as I love my guy D. Slay, big play Slay, I think he's going to go out there and show it. Because, unless Philly's pass rush can get home, which they couldn't against the Lions. As much as the Lions' offensive line is great, and that played a factor for sure, I need to see it. I need to see it out of Philly because Minnesota showed it to me. They showed us. So
I knew it was coming.
I expect them to go out there. I got Minnesota in this game.
All right.
Because Dalvin Cook's a dog, too, man.
Yeah. Last week I had said Minnesota, too. And so much so this week I forgot we were downtown doing our thing. Dude, I got that one group of kids, the ones we were doing
with
the Crown Apple.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
That'll do it. I had 6 shotguns with 4 little bites in my stomach, and that was the only thing I ate.
Yeah, that was awesome,
an hour ago.
I got to give you kudos because, not only did you beat every single person, but it's also after, doing 4 previously.
Yeah.
I can't even do 1. We did do the one with the Truly. That was not
I had the Tiger.
That was not a fun experience, but
I had a lot of practice, man. A lot of practice.
And real quick, too, anybody that saw that on Twitter, the guy that tied Spinny, this was the size of his hole. Hey, yo. No, but his shotgun hole, I don't even know if that makes it any better. It was this big.
His glory hole. Hey.
Spinny had your standard, key hole.
Oh, yeah, he dug the hole outside.
Oh, yeah. Which, honestly, I got to be honest, that's a brilliant.
Good strat. Good
you
strat.
should probably steal that strat if there's ever a worthy challenger.
Yeah, he still got work, though. Undefeated. Never
you are the undefeated who never lost. It's your birthday. We turn up celebrating that one tonight, man. You want to tell us your birthday wish?
My birthday wish
or big booty bish?
Yeah, my birthday wish is a big booty bish. No, is that the Lions win again next week.
That'd be sick. On the road, too.
They gave me a good early birthday present, but I need them to continue to do it.
I would have had a little bit more confidence in the next week, and obviously we'll get into that as the week goes on. But on the road, a new center, technically. I mean, obviously, Evan and Goff got some experience, but, I don't know. I feel like you get some of those silent count stuff like that, and it's better when you have a guy you're more experienced with. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll make more topics of it. Why are you laughing?
Dude, right?
Chat going crazy over the holes or what?
Right, yeah, he puts in these comments and then he looks at me and waits for my reaction. No, but yeah, that's it. That'll do it for today. We appreciate you guys tapping in with us. Make sure you make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the stream. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We're live from the Coliseum. We're going to be here all night, so come down to party. It is my birthday. So for the man to my left, the one, the only, Speak Eazy, for Young Sus, Chris Platty holding it down, and our boy JB Smooth. I am Spencer Ashton. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.